What's up, everybody? Nightmare Baller One here, and I'm not going to review WrestleMania. There are so many reviews of WrestleMania up here; it's just crazy. And isn't really a review either. This is just my general thoughts on the event of WrestleMania. Well, not even really WrestleMania, just of Shawn Michaels mainly, but Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. Okay, first off, the match is 5 stars, not even debatable, in my opinion. But yeah, I have no problem with anyone that didn't give it 5. I just don't want to see no bullshit like I saw last year, 3.5, 2.5, and crazy shit like that. But that match was insane. Um, yeah, I probably marked out just as hard as I did last year as this year. I probably did, maybe even a little bit more, especially at the ending. Um, you know, what more can you say about the match? You know what I mean? Like, it saved the pay per view from honestly being hella average, and that match. And okay, another thing. I know I'm getting off all over the place already, but how are these people actually rating Cena Batista lower than Jericho and Edge? Like, to the naked eye, that match just looked better. Like, the crowd was more into it. Like, you take a casual fan, they could clearly see that match was better. Just my opinion. That match was clearly better than Jericho and Edge. I mean, I like Jericho and Edge a lot more than both Cena and Batista. But that match was better. I'm sorry, it just was. Like, that was a great match. I see some people giving Jericho and Edge 4. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, that match was probably the most disappointing match on the card. Just my opinion. That match, oh yeah, and Rey Mysterio and CM Punk, that was pretty disappointing too. But are you fucking kidding me? Like, really? I thought we were intelligent on here, people. I'm sorry, I just don't get that logic. That's just me. But especially the ending. The end of that match was way hotter than Edge and Jericho was like really flat. Like, that's just my opinion. Like, it still was a really good match. I'm not saying it wasn't a good match. I'm just saying that it was not better than Cena and Batista. I'm in no way, shape, or form. But whatever. All right, back on topic. I'm just getting all over the place. Oh yeah, Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. Yeah, the match was incredible. Just just as good as last year. You know what I mean? But that's not the point. The point is the finish. Taker hits the tombstone. Shawn kicks out. Taker's about to do the throat slash, but he tells Shawn, stay down. Shawn climbs his way up Taker's clothes pretty much. He does the throat slash and slaps the Undertaker. Then Taker, tombstones him, and Shawn's gone. And the Raw money, and as he was leaving, I ain't gonna lie, I was in tears. I was really in tears. I'm about to tell y'all something that's really corny, but just give me a second. I was boo-hooing. And then the next night on Raw didn't make things better when Shawn said goodbye in the best goodbye speech in the history of anything, any sport, whether it be a football player announces his retirement, a basketball player, baseball, it doesn't matter. It's the best retirement speech of all time. Like, give me one better, because I can't think of one off the top of the head. But that was just emotional for me because this is gonna be corny when I say this, but not to delve too much into my personal life, but I never grew up with a father figure, honestly. Like, never ever in my life. Like, I never had a man to look up to growing up. I didn't. And growing up in the 90s, there were 3 men. One being fictional, but 3 men I looked up to growing up in the 90s. Ken Griffey Jr., because he did everything the right way. And he was the best athlete, well, one of the best athletes of the 90s, up there with Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky. But he was up there. And, he was just amazing. Like, he was, you had to pitch around him, because if you gave him anything remotely in his wheelhouse, it's gone. But, he was amazing. Also, an amazing defensive player. Batman, yes, because he's Batman. I mean, I grew up reading comics in the 90s. Batman was my favorite comic book character. Still is to this day. Even though Grant Morrison kind of fucked him up. But, still my favorite character. And I didn't just jump on the bandwagon after The Dark Knight, like a lot of people. and Shawn Michaels. And honestly, not seeing Michaels on TV anymore, it's kind of like the equivalent of, someone's father walking out on them for me, because he was the person I looked up to, like one of the people I looked up to growing up. Like, even though his character, he was a jerk in the '90s, but I didn't know about that shit. You know what I mean? I was like still a kid. I mean, I knew to a degree, but I didn't really know. Like, I was basically it goes like this. In the '90s, I was a smart wrestling fan, but I wasn't. I wasn't like I am now. You know what I mean? Like, I watched a ton of shit. I watched a ton of wrestling that kids my age didn't watch. Like, I watched shit in Japan and ECW, like in like '96, '97. I was like watching Japanese shit and ECW and things like that. But I didn't really understand how things work. You know what I mean? Like I do now. But aside from all that, just Shawn Michaels in the ring, like, he used to inspire me all the time. Like when he won the Royal Rumble, coming in from #1, things like that. You know what I mean? Like, his performances, WrestleMania 10 comes to mind immediately. His performance in Hell in a Cell, even though everyone hated him there, he was a heel then, but like the ass whooping he took, you know what I mean, in the first Hell in a Cell, like things like that, like and even when I was a little bit older, his match with Kurt Angle, and excuse me, y'all, it's my computer. His match with Kurt Angle, his match in 2008 with Ric Flair, like for him to be able to pull a match out of Ric Flair at the stage of Ric Flair's career, that was like a 5-star classic to me. It's incredible. Sunday night, you know what I mean? And I'm trying not to lose it now, but like, he just, he means more to me than most people, on here would say. Like, to me, Shawn Michaels was like more than just my favorite wrestler ever. It's a short list. Him, Kenta Kobashi, Terry Funk, a few other people below that, but he's definitely my favorite wrestler ever. And I saw him as more than just a wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, he was like almost a symbol of hope. And then when he came back, after his back injury and had that match against Triple H, the one I still don't think is like 5 stars like people say, but I still think it is incredible. You know what I mean? And for him to be able to do that, and then shortly after win Elimination Chamber, things like that, like, this hit me like extremely hard. I knew it was coming. I should have got myself better ready for it. I knew it was coming, but it still got to me. Like, honestly, last night I couldn't even sleep. And yeah. But as a matter of fact, it's pretty late now. It's like what's clock say? It's like 7 in the morning right now. Actually, I haven't been to sleep, and I have shit to do today. Actually, and I haven't been to sleep. But I'm starting to ramble. I've been rambling this whole video. But take this video however y'all want to. I'll holler at y'all later. It doesn't look like I'm going to the Big Bang because, okay, here's the scenario. I get off at 7. Okay, bell time is at 7. Takes 2 hours for me to get to Charlotte. So y'all do the math. But I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can work around it, but it's not looking too good. And the day before, I'll have another video telling y'all whether I'm gonna go or not. Because I gotta do something. I gotta go to that show. I'm sorry, I have to. But if I don't, I'll just kill myself. Well, I won't kill myself, but I'll be upset. But I'll holler at y'all later. Peace. Thank you, Shawn. You will be missed.